The most common weight loss mistakes. So if you're trying to lose weight right now, chances are you are making one or more of these mistakes. It's not your fault. They're just super common, super widespread in diet culture. But obviously making these mistakes will hinder your progress and will be really bad for you in the long run. So today I'm here to tell you what they are so you avoid them. So the number one mistake people make when trying to lose weight is going on a fad diet. Fad diets promise very quick results, and where they fail to work is with actual sustainability. So chances are if you go on a fad diet, if it's like one of the first times that you're going on them, you're gonna lose weight pretty quickly. But the second you stop, you're gonna gain all the weight back and then some. I've explained this in my video on why diets don't work here if you're interested in learning more of the science behind it. But these diets are designed for you to just yo-yo, so you keep on going back to them. And you think that they work because you lose the weight, but actually they don't work because the second you stop, it's even worse. Again, that's the way they're supposed to work. Often these diets will restrict entire food groups, or there will be very low in calories or just very drastically restrictive, and they can even lead to eating disorders, developing really unhealthy relationships with food, lead to even malnutrition and muscle loss, and just all these negative things that you do not want to deal with. So rather than falling for this promise of extreme weight loss with a fad diet, try to eat in a way that is more balanced, healthier. I'm gonna explain that more later on, but please do not fall into this fad diet trap. It could be dangerous. And on a similar note, drastically reducing calories is another mistake I see a lot. Now, of course, don't get me wrong, if you're trying to lose weight, of course you need to not overconsume calories. Yes, but that doesn't mean eating 1,000 calories a day, because drastically reducing your calories can be really counterproductive. So what can happen is you start eating very, very few calories, and so your metabolism slows down, you lose a little bit of weight, your metabolism slows down even more, but then you start starving. For a little bit you can maintain the calorie deficit, but then you're completely starving, so you start binging to compensate, and now you're going to be eating even more calories than before, but now your metabolism is slowed down, so you're going to gain even more weight, and so you're going to want to do an even more drastic calorie cut. And that's the cycle, the binge, restrict, yo-yo diet cycle that you do not want to get on. This is why you need to learn to do things slowly, to learn about appropriate portion sizes, and to learn to tune into your own hunger and fullness cues. And if that's something that you're more interested in, these are all topics I cover in my course, Nutrition for Newbies. I give you all the tools you need to understand nutrition, learn what a balanced diet is, master grocery lists, grocery shopping, cooking, eating intuitively, creating a healthy relationship with food, and more. So if you want to check it out, I'll put the link in the description right here, and you also have access to a free training that you can do whether or not you buy the course after. Having unrealistic expectations. When wanting to lose weight, a lot of people will have dramatic weight loss goals that will involve losing 20 pounds in a week. But expecting these quick and unrealistic results will just lead you to be inevitably disappointed, because you're always going to strive for more and you're never going to be happy with what you have. And so you're going to try to lower your calories even more. This will only cause you to give up, because you're not losing the weight that you want to be losing. So you're going to revert back to your old habits, and then you're going to gain the weight back, and probably even more than what you initially had, and then you're gonna be okay, this time I'm gonna make it work more drastically, do it better. This time I'm gonna lose this many pounds, and that number has increased, and you're not going to be able to hit that goal. And so it's just going to be this cycle over and over and over, and you're never going to be satisfied, and you're actually going to keep gaining weight. You need to set weight loss goals that are actually realistic and achievable, and that will have the right balance between kind of pushing you to do better, but also not being so unrealistic that they discourage you. So I have a whole video to help you with that you can check out here or in the description. Skipping meals is another big mistake that you shouldn't be making, and I know it may seem alluring. You're awesome, I'm gonna skip a meal and then I'm gonna save all these calories and I'm gonna lose so much weight. No, that's not how it works. Skipping meals can disrupt your entire eating patterns, disrupt your metabolism, disrupt your hunger and fullness cues. It's just not good for you. And I have so many clients who wonder why they binge eat, but then they tell me oh, I skip breakfast. For lunch, I have a quick little salad or snack or whatever. And then I come home and have dinner, and then I can't stop eating. Of course, that's because you're basically skipping like 3 meals that you should be having. You're basically skipping them. Of course you are gonna binge. That's what happens. That's your body compensating. So really try to distribute your calories more evenly throughout the day so that you don't have any like big hunger pangs, and that you can have a steady flow of energy coming in, and you'll be way less likely to binge if you do that. Now, if you feel like you aren't hungry at all for a meal and really want to skip it, I recommend pushing it back a little bit, pushing it back as much as you can to see if you can get hungry. And then after a while, if you know that like, okay, I'm really not gonna be hungry, but also like I need to eat something, then have something that's pretty light, but that still gives you some kind of energy. Another mistake that a lot of people make is hyper focusing on cardio. So of course, cardio exercises like jogging or like bike riding or all of these things are very healthy and beneficial for your heart, your health in general, and they can of course lead to like you lose calories when you do that, so it can lead to weight loss. But the problem is that a lot of people think that it's the only way, the only form of exercise that will cause them to lose weight, because they think that if they like weight train or do anything like that, then they're gonna like bulk up and, you know, get more muscle and just gain weight in the long run. But that's absolutely not true. You can actually burn more calories in a shorter amount of time when you're doing like HIIT exercises and things like that. And also the thing with cardio is like, if you like it, that's amazing, like keep it up. But a lot of people don't like it that much, and so that's gonna lead to them like dreading the exercise and seeing it as like something that they need to do to like earn their calories, or like a punishment or something like that, when exercise should be something that's pleasurable and fun. So make sure that you are open to trying different forms of exercise until you find one that you actually really like, that's enjoyable to you. And again, that's something that can be like a tool in your weight loss that you just keep up. Like even when you've reached your goal weight, you keep it up because you enjoy it. It shouldn't be something that you're doing because you despise it and like you're just waiting for it to be over. And I think that this happens a lot with cardio because it's pretty long and it's pretty like repetitive. So a lot of people don't like it and just do it because they think that it will cause them to lose weight. So if that's your case, make sure that you reconsider. Another big mistake is eating healthy foods you hate. Because when people think about weight loss and healthy eating, they're like, oh, I'm gonna eat like kale and salads and all like the green veggies and all this stuff, and a lot of it they hate. But there's actually so many healthy options, healthy foods that can be great additions to your weight loss journey and that you can actually enjoy. If you start eating foods solely because of their nutritional value or solely because you think that they're gonna lead to weight loss, then that's not gonna be sustainable. Again, you're gonna be able to do that a little bit with the initial motivation, but after a while, it's just gonna become unbearable. Like it's just not natural to only eat foods that you don't even enjoy. So an approach I really encourage you to try is to make a list of all the foods that are healthy. So you can find a bunch of these lists online. I offer one in my course, but basically it's like whole grains and like beans, nuts, seeds, like any type of legumes as well, and like some animal protein, like fruit and veggies, things like that. So there's a bunch of foods in that list, and then make a list of all the foods that you actually enjoy. And chances are you're gonna find a bunch of foods that intersect, and that's where you should be focusing all of your efforts. You're much more likely to stick to a healthier way of eating if it actually involves food that you like. And trust me, you can eat healthy and still have it be delicious and satisfying. Another big mistake that people trying to lose weight make is cutting carbs. Now, carbs are like very often demonized in like weight loss discussions, but they are absolutely crucial for your health, for your body's general health, and especially your brain. Your brain thrives off of carbs. Cutting carbs drastically can lead to mood swings and energy crashes and then binges. So when it comes to carbs, what you should actually be focusing on is increasing your whole carbs. So fruit and vegetables and whole grains and beans and legumes, things like that. And you should be focusing on reducing your refined carbs, which is, you know, things made with white flour and cookies, cake, candy, soda, all of that. You should be making sure that you're having whole carbs for every meal, every single meal, and you should still be having some refined carbs once in a while, just so that you don't start restricting them too much, and then that will lead to you craving them too much and then you're gonna probably binge, and you know the cycle. I've talked about it a million times by now. And the last mistake you should never make when trying to lose weight is focusing too much on rules. There's so many trends when it comes to dieting, so many rules and things that you should or shouldn't do, and actually a lot of them contradict each other. So if you're just going out there trying all of them and trying to find like the cheat code, the thing that's gonna make you like lose all the weight in a miracle way, you're not gonna find it. It's not gonna work. Stop. If you desperately try to stick to rules that are impossible for you or guidelines that just don't work for you, again, that is not going to be sustainable. You may do it a little bit in the beginning, but it's never going to last, and we want all of these changes to last. So what you should be doing instead is like following major guidelines that have been like validated by the scientific consensus, which involve like all the things I talk about in my videos, basically increasing your whole grains, increasing your fruit and vegetables, drinking plenty of water, making sure that you're in tune with your hunger and fullness cues so that you're not overeating and not undereating either, making sure that you're also incorporating certain treats in moderation so that you don't end up restricting them too much and then craving them and then binging on them, and then making sure to exercise and to sleep well. So if you do that, and then if you tweak all of this and find something that actually works for you, that you try and you test and you see like, oh, this feels right for me, this feels good for my body, I'm getting the results that I want, so I'm gonna keep on doing that. That's the only way that this can work. If you're just adopting somebody else's rules and you're just like rigidly trying to follow them, not gonna work. And again, if you want help learning what the right way of eating is, then check out my free training. The link is in the description, and it's also gonna give you access to my course, Nutrition for Newbies. So hopefully these tips were helpful, and if you're making some of these weight loss mistakes, you are now going to be able to stop. Don't forget to share mistakes that you've made or that you keep on making that I haven't mentioned here in the comments, and hope that you enjoyed this video. If you did, don't forget to like it and subscribe, and see you on my next one. Bye.